So let's talk about how the thyroid actually works. And this is a diagram I've laid out for you guys. Let's spend a few minutes and go through it. So you have a true understanding of why we've chose the labs that we wanted, but also what's the functionality of this thing and how it actually works. So here's your brain. That's my drawing of a brain. Inside there's a little gland called the pituitary gland. That gland makes tons of different hormones, like sex hormones, but it makes a hormone called TSH, which stands for thyroid stimulating hormone. It's a tickler. It tickles the thyroid. So it tickles the thyroid. It says, thyroid, make some hormones. Thyroid gland says, no problem. Thyroid gland makes two chemicals, T4 and T3. Now, here's the interesting part. T4 is about 95% of the production. T3 is about 5% of the production. This is the active form. This is the inactive form. So you ask, why does the body make 95% of something inactive that it can't even use? It's a slip and balance system. It's designed so that it can be in the bloodstream without being utilized. Remember, the body's very resourceful. If you don't use it, you lose it. So therefore, it is designed to be inside of that so you don't overproduce. So then what happens is it has to get to the liver so that we can get this T4 and convert it into a T3. But it has to be carried to the liver. It gets carried or chauffeured, if you will, by something called TBG, thyroid binding globulin. That chauffeur brings it to the liver, where 65% of the conversion happens from a T4 to a T3. Now, inside the liver, 65%. It removes that TBG, and then it becomes something called free, because it removed the chauffeur, it becomes free T4. Then also it goes to the gut, and the gut can convert T4 to T3, and that happens about 25% of the time. 25% of the time. And that also removes the T4, goes from T4 to T3, and once it does that, it now becomes free again. And here's the crazy part. It makes two different chemicals. One, it's free. One's called free T4 and one's called free T3. This is the most active form in the body. It is what the cell actually uses. And here's a rather crazy fact. It's thyroid receptors are the only receptor that every single cell has. Let me say it again. Thyroid receptors are the only, every single cell has a thyroid receptor. So if thyroid wasn't that important and thyroid hormone wasn't that important, why does every single cell have it? So inside of here, you have free T3. Now, when the body gets confused and attacks the thyroid, it's something called TPO, or anti-TPO. There's also something called anti or against TBG. So we actually are attacking the chauffeur and we're attacking the actual thyroid gland. The interesting thing is that when you go to the standard medical realm, they check TSH and they'll check T4. They never check the rest of these. How do you understand the full cascade of this if you don't check all of the hormones? So what we've done is we formulated in our lab testing, we're going to check anti-TPO, we're going to check TSH to make sure you're getting tickled, we're going to check your free T4, and we're going to check your free T3. And that's why we put the program together the way we have.